Thank you for being here today to celebrate this grand opening of the farm store, a wonderful new addition to our community here in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. This is truly a day of celebration, not just for this incredible new business, but for all the farmers, families, and individuals who work hard every day to make our region thrive. It's hard to believe that just a short time ago, the idea of a place like the farm store was a dream to bring fresh, healthy, local food directly to the heart of downtown Pottsville, eliminating the food desert that many of our neighbors have had to navigate for so long. And today, that dream is a reality. The farm store is so much more than just a place to shop. It is a vital resource that connects our community to over 30 local farms, offering access to fresh meats, dairy, produce, and so much more. This store stands as a testament to the power of local agriculture and the impact it has on our economy and on our health. The hard work of our farmers and their ability to provide us with the best of what Schuylkill County and beyond has to offer is something we should all celebrate and truly support. Together, we have shown that when we come together as a community, we can build something truly remarkable. What's more, this store is a testament to the entrepreneurial spirit of Schuylkill County. It represents the dreams, the determination, and the vision of those who believe in the importance of local agriculture, healthy living, and small family-owned businesses. We are truly incredibly proud to support them in this exciting venture. Please join me now in welcoming the owners of the farm store, Angela and Josiah Meck.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. I can't tell you how amazing it is. We are so grateful to have you here today. I'm Angela, and this is Josiah. And we started out with our farm in Honey Brook Farm in Schuylkill Haven, and we started in 2019. We were not sure what we were going to do with the farm and how we were going to make it profitable, and we started to look at different options. And I like to tell people we were on plan C or plan D when we settled on raising meat and beef, pork, chicken, turkeys, doing it from the farm, doing it ourselves, raising everything on pasture, and really paying attention to what we were putting in those livestock and then putting in our foods. And then we have always given it a focus on what we wanted our kids to have. You know, what did we want them to have? And so we've made a lot of sacrifices just so that we could prioritize where they live, where they are, and what they eat. And that's brought us here today. It's been a really long journey, it feels like, but if you think about it, I guess we accomplished a lot in the last 6 years. So it's exciting. We knew how unique it was that together we could run the farm and also market our products. And the team that we made between the two of us is really unique. And as we talk to other farmers, and as we just saw, and other farmers have great products, but either not be able to market it or have to wait until the next generation to come through to be able to market that on the internet. It became ever more pressing that not only could we sell our products at a store like this, we could really help a lot of other farmers as well. And so that's a little bit about the background.
I just want to thank so many of the people that are here today. First of all, I have to point out Savas Locathidis back there. The Ignite program and the Chamber, without their support, their knowledge, this would not be possible. We started a farm from the ground up, and I thought that was hard. Navigating a new business in a city is something I don't know that I have the stomach to do again. But Savas was really there every step of the way, answering my text messages at 11 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock in the morning. Just a great asset, and the Chamber was right there with him, supporting us. So really, thank you so much, Savas, for everything. And then all of you here today, this would not be possible. I'm sorry if I get emotional here. This wouldn't be possible without our customers, without our friends, without our family. So many of you out there today were here at 9 o'clock at night, helping me once or twice, or early in the morning, or a last minute, hey, can you help me move 9 freezers into a door that doesn't fit?
You know who you are.
You know who you are out there, yeah. But thank you all, because this wouldn't be possible without a community, without customers, and just thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, you guys have attended some of our ribbon cuttings in the past, so today's no different. We have an entourage here to welcome you and to enjoy this ribbon cutting. And first and foremost, we're going to begin with a person that happens to be state representative in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in the 124th Legislative District, but he also is the chair of the Schuylkill Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. It's my pleasure to introduce to you State Representative James Barton. Jamie.
Thank you. Welcome and congratulations, Josiah and Angela. And agriculture is the #1 industry in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And what's happening here today, what this represents is so much of what the agricultural community actually is, and that is of a community coming together. Josiah, you heard it from Angela and Josiah's comments, but I'd like to share something that I think is a short story that will really help you appreciate what giving folks these people are. And we have Bob's going to introduce Secretary Redding, Secretary of Agriculture, very shortly. This week, the FFA leadership group was down in Harrisburg, and Secretary Redding spent a lot of time with them. I had the pleasure of spending time with the FFA group from Kutztown. About 2 years ago, I was at the Kutztown FFA banquet, Kutztown, Pennsylvania, Berks County. And I saw this lovely couple dragging around 3 children at the time. And I thought, what are people from Schuylkill County doing down here in Berks County supporting the Kutztown FFA, the Future Farmers of America? And what I found out was their project was to raise a pig and to feed that pig. And the students, the FFA students, had to figure out what it was, what it took to what that cost behind that pork would actually, when they went to market, how much per pound it would be, and the significance of doing the business behind the farming. Josiah and Angela donated that pig, donated their time to their students. This is before any of this that they did that. And they did it in the name of farming. They did it in the name of agriculture. They did it in the name of teaching others. And so that's the type of people we have here before us. And this is also a combination of the Schuylkill Chamber of Commerce, as Josiah shared, also coming together with the community. So we're so delighted to have you, so excited for this business, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jamie. And now it's a great pleasure to introduce a very important person that took the time to come here today. Many of us have met him before. He's one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. Isn't every farmer, isn't every person that has been involved in agriculture, but a little bit about Secretary Russell Redding. He was unanimously confirmed by the Pennsylvania Senate to serve as Pennsylvania's 27th Secretary of Agriculture on May 10th, 2023. Governor Josh Shapiro nominated Secretary Redding to continue serving as secretary after he had already served between 2015 and 2022 under former Governor Tom Wolf. He's the former dean of the School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences at Delaware Valley University. He has a great extensive experience as a public servant, having spent more than 30 years serving Pennsylvania and Harrisburg and in Washington, D.C. He worked on Capitol Hill as the Ag Policy Advisor to U.S. Senator Harris Wolford and served for nearly 25 years in the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture, serving as secretary also from 2009 to 2011 under former Governor Ed Rendell, and from 2015 to 22 before his current term with Governor Tom Wolf, as I already said. He currently serves on the Agriculture Subcommittee of the USDA's Equity Commission. It is our sincerest honor to welcome Secretary Redding back to Schuylkill County.
Very kind. Thank you. Thanks for the kind introduction. Good morning, everybody. Can you move in just a little bit? I feel like you're miles away. I just want to say things right, like welcome to the, as the flowers say, a little vase of flowers. Whoever sent them, very nice idea. It said, welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Right? And I thought, what a beautiful sort of statement, like welcome to the neighborhood. It's amazing to be here as secretary. The highlight any day for me is a chance to sort of come to a neighborhood, right? See somebody who is connecting both consumers and producers, finding sort of those relationships that all of us sort of desire to have. We know they're challenging to build and maintain, but you get a chance to really meet the folks who are feeding us. We have a relationship with our minister, with our mechanic, with our teacher. Why not the person who feeds us? And to me, that's the real beauty of what we see here today, is the chance to meet the folks who feed us. So to the farmers who are here, I know this is part of the objective, is to connect inside this store, right? The folks in the neighborhood. So a show of hands of those who've got product inside of the store, please. Yeah, a round of applause to the farmers as well. Thank you. We know that as they've shared, this is a journey. Probably not sure when you started that it would end here. Right?
The project got a lot bigger as
The
we
project
grew.
got a lot bigger, right? And you learn things about the neighborhood, you learn things about Schuylkill County, you find out what's actually produced here, you learn who these consumers are. And to me, the real beauty of this day is we now have a farm store in Pottsville, Schuylkill County, staffed by folks in this community, owned by farmers and really folks thinking about how do they support the community. Inside that store are items from this county, this town, this region. And what a beautiful sort of story about agriculture in both the region and how rich this is. A special note of thanks to the Schuylkill County Economic Development Community. I've been with them many times. Amazing. Very creative, very thoughtful, very intentional about how do we sort of take the natural resources that this community has and share that, build that, not just for the region, but also around the state of Pennsylvania. I want to say thanks to the companies that are here, the farmers that are here for what you're doing. Express appreciation certainly to Josiah and Angela for the journey that they have been on. They recognize the roots of this community are deeper, but much richer because of the families that are here that you're with, right? You're really building that out. So thank you for doing that. I think it's also a reminder for each of us that as we think about what it takes to really sustain a community, that we sometimes overlook food. But in my life, I mean, anytime that I've had like a really important conversation with folks, it's around food. It's over the table, and that's an important piece. But as we think about this community as a food desert in an area that as prosperous as it is, as important as it is to not have access to food, it's a basic human right. And recognizing that we've got an obligation as producers in ag to share that wealth in our food and what we do as part of this community. I want to thank this family for also being PA preferred. There's a sign here, and we heard earlier about what they were doing with the Kutztown FFA. There are also folks who come to the farm show, who come to the PA preferred reception. They give their product to people, right? We ask a lot of folks to do that. Not everybody takes us up on the ask, right? These guys do. I always appreciate those who give back, who see the larger story and the need, right, to sort of connect both PA preferred and the pride that's in that brand, and sharing that is really important. And then final point, just as a note of thanks to this community, right, for being welcoming, being thoughtful, to the commissioners, to all those who make this work in different ways. While you may not want to go through it twice, you're here. We want you to stay here and build this community. And to us, the building of that community is done through the food, the relationships, and the partnerships that are found inside some of the deepest parts of our city, connected to the rural landscape of this county and this state. So on behalf of the department, thank you for what you do. Thanks for the journey that you're on. And we look forward to how it unfolds and being part of this journey. So thank you for what you do. Good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Secretary Redding. Thank you for being here today. It's very, very important. And I must say, my colleague Samantha and I went to the PA preferred reception this year. It was our first time. I can guarantee you we're going to be back. It's quite an event. We were greeted by Angela, by Glenn Wiest, by Consummate Farmer, Boots Hetherington, and others. And we just had a great time. So it was a great event. And we'll be back at the Farm Show Complex next year. We always have an entourage. Today's no different. With us today, on behalf of our Congressman, Dan Muser, is his South Regional Field Director, Madison Colaco. Madison? Oh, I'm sorry. Evelyn Dottie, substituting for Madison Colaco from the Schuylkill County office.
On behalf of Congressman Dan Muser, welcome to Pottsville. We just want to thank you for bringing your business here. Congressman Muser serves on the Small Business Committee, and he understands what it means to take a business from concept to reality here today and have this celebration. And today marks the beginning of a partnership between your company and our office. If there's ever anything we can do for you on the federal side, please let us know. We are happy to help. I know our Pottsville office is very excited because we are just a block down the street. So I think we'll be seeing you very often. But thank you for your investment in Pottsville, in Schuylkill County, and in the 9th Congressional District as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. Another Pottsville native back home, working for the Congressman. We're very excited to have Evelyn back. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce, on behalf of State Senator David Argel, 29th Senatorial District, not only one of his key staff members, but a longtime board member of the Schuylkill Chamber of Commerce, Mary Beth Doherty. Mary Beth.
Thank you, Bob. I remember the day we were out at your farm in pouring rain, celebrating you becoming a chamber member back then. And if I remember correctly, your business at the time was in a small room with a couple freezers working out of. So to see what you started with then, and a dream and a vision and determination to get you to this point today has just been an amazing journey to watch. So Senator Argel sends his sincere apologies, said he can't be here. He did have another commitment in Hazleton. He wanted to be here to celebrate this accomplishment. But on his behalf and on our entire staff, we are thrilled that you're here, that you've invested in Pottsville, in Schuylkill County. You are an active and vibrant member of the chamber. We love having you as part of the chamber family. So on behalf of our office, congratulations and many, many years of success. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mary Beth. And next, a man that really needs no introduction. Everybody knows him. He knows a little bit about food too, especially pierogies. He's the state rep right here in the 123rd, our state representative, Tim Twardzik.
Thank you, Mr. Carl. It's a wonderful to be here in Schuylkill County and seeing friends. Love the boots. I should get a pair of boots like that, then I get more respect on the farm. But it's just wonderful to welcome you to Pottsville. We've watched your journey the past couple of years, and from your success in the challenge here in Pottsville, it was wonderful because we just attended last evening and we saw 4 more businesses will hopefully come down here into Pottsville and grow. And Padco's done a great job, and you learned a lot from it, I believe. And that's really why it's so wonderful that we've got organizations to help, but it also, you guys have the courage to do this. It's not easy being an entrepreneur. It's not easy to go out into the wild and take the risk, but we really appreciate it. And I wish you all the luck and all the success. And if there's anything we could do from our office, let us know. And I do love to eat, so we'll be here.
Thank you, State Rep. And now, I think it's a special day for our county commissioners as well. So I'm going to call them all up at one time. Our board chair, Larry Pedora, our consummate farmer, strawberries and otherwise, Baron Boots Hetherington, and Gary Hass. Will the commissioners please come up, and we'll let them say a few words on this great agricultural day in Schuylkill County.
Hello, everybody. I want to say thank you for doing this here in Pottsville, which was needed. You have a baker, a farmer, and a caterer. We know how important farming is. We're the users, especially Gary and I, of the end products. Without you guys, our bakery wouldn't have been there 137 years in Tamaqua. So we appreciate the farmers. We appreciate everything you do. I remember seeing you at Ignite Schuylkill, or Ignite Pottsville when you were pregnant, and then when you had your child. And it's so great to see you doing this in Pottsville. There was a food shortage here in downtown Pottsville. You were providing something for this community, for Schuylkill County, and also a venue for farmers to sell their products freshly to the community. Having fresh farm products is a huge asset to any community. So I just want to congratulate you. We appreciate your participation in the chamber, and Josiah was appointed to one of our boards where he's going to have a great impact there. So we just really appreciate everything you do, and with the work that the chamber did with you and everything Savez did with the Unite Pottsville. It was a great competition, and when he's won that, it was amazing. So I'll turn it over to my fellow commissioners.
Thanks, Larry. Good morning. I'm really thrilled about being here today. I woke up this morning and looked at my schedule. It said ribbon cutting for the farm table store for Josiah and Angela, and started to deliver a load of corn this morning. I had a radiator leak on a truck, and I got it taken care of. And I come roaring in a blue pickup about 5 minutes late. I didn't want to miss this. Just about. But bottom line is, I've known these two young, wonderful people for a long time. Their kids and they went to Penn State together. Angela didn't tell you, but she's also an engineer by trade, a mining engineer. And I look at these two people, I see myself and my wife 40 years ago, actually 45, 1980. We worked at Procter & Gamble. I did. She worked at Rockwell International. We walked away from corporate America, a guaranteed paycheck, a guaranteed healthcare package. Had this crazy dream about being farmers. Okay, I was down to their place 2 years ago. Josiah said that they started a farm. No, they resurrected a farm. Okay, nothing not to be nasty or mean, but there wasn't much there. For 2 generations, that farm sat idle. So you get to their place in North Manheim Township, and it's down off the road. It's off the beaten path, down off the road. So you got to drive down in there. There's not a lot of parking space. It's a little bit wet and muddy, but that didn't slow them down. They raised some great products. Problem was they have a tough place to get to, no way to market it. So the next step was let's even crazier yet, and we'll buy a store. So I admire them. I know what it felt like to walk away from a guaranteed paycheck and try to raise kids. We took all the money we had in the world, bought a farm, lived in a rented house, was full of mice and all kind of crazy stuff. So I look at them, I see myself 45 years ago, and I'm so thankful, so happy. We do raise strawberries, but for us to come to Pottsville for 3 weeks of the year, have one product doesn't work out. They've already asked us to provide strawberries. My daughter and son-in-law, Morgan and Kevin, put up an acre of raspberries last year, and they're planning on contracting with Josiah and Angela. So I can say I can't be more excited, more happy, and proud to be here today. So thank you for what you're doing.
again, like my colleagues have said, congratulations on your journey, and what a journey it has been from where you started your farm to now here in the city. And also, you don't realize on some things that you've made an asset here in the community in the city of Pottsville. First of all, as you know, right down the street, we lost a grocery store which closed up and also turned into an asset, which is Alvernia right now. And then naturally needing food in this area and people where to shop, and especially fresh items from right from the farm right to the table, you put this here, which is fulfilling a need of people that need to buy groceries and food for their families, which is outstanding. Also, like Secretary Redding said, I'm in the catering business, and everybody else that just goes to the grocery store, you forget how it got on those shelves. It's these folks and other farmers out there that help put that on the table. That's how important agriculture is to all of our lives. And also one other factor that I always remember, a program the Pottsville Kiwanis ran for many, many years. And it was the farm the farm to table, I think it was called.
Farm City Week.
Farm City Week,
Yep.
thank you. And what they did is they invited people from all industries and so forth on the other side other than agriculture, and that's also the agriculture family. What a better way now, not just one time a year, but now here it sits forever. So congratulations, continued luck, and many successes afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners. And now we go to someone that's got to be really happy today, because if you're in charge of the city of Pottsville, you want days like this. So now it's my great pleasure to introduce the mayor of the great city of Pottsville, Mayor Mark Atkinson.
Thank you, Bob. Mr. Secretary, welcome to Pottsville, to Schuylkill County. To all of our guests here, welcome. To those of you who have product inside this store, thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. And to Josiah and Angela, thank you for having confidence in the city and coming here and filling a very, very vital role. I know it's not been an easy track. We're working on making that better, but really, we cannot be more thrilled to have you guys here and opening up shop and selling local product. It's a huge, huge lift to us. And as Bob said, yes, couldn't be more proud. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor. Also want to point out that our new
I'll add one thing. I didn't say it earlier, but the city of Pottsville, we reached out to early on, and the Redevelopment Authority pointed us to this building, and they said it has a parking lot. We think it'll be really great for your idea. And if it wouldn't have been for their support and their financial support in purchasing the building, we wouldn't be here today. So I wanted to say that, and I wanted to make sure that got in here.
Thank you very much. Also want to point out the new city administrator, Ian Mayhall's in the back. Ian, raise your hand. And there's some other members of council, city controller. Please raise your hands. Thank you very much for being here. So we talked a little bit earlier, Secretary Redding pointed out the importance of the Schuylkill Economic Development Corporation. You don't have to tell the Schuylkill Chamber of Commerce, because we work with them every day. We're literally side by side every day. And I've watched for decades after decades, long before I was at the Chamber, the leadership of Frank Zukis, the work of Letitia, and now we have a new member of that team. I also want to say that when you hear Salvis in a few minutes talk a little bit more about the Ignite program could have never happened without the support of obviously the Chamber Foundation, but then gratuitous donations from Schuylkill Economic Development Corporation, Senator Argel, and the state legislators' offices, Bill Metzinger, and many, many others. I'll miss them if I keep going on, but large donations that helped us create the $100,000 pool that ultimately the farm store won back in August a year ago. So it's now my pleasure to introduce today, speaking on behalf of the Schuylkill Economic Development Corporation, their Economic Development Manager, Mark Minnick. Mark.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
On behalf of the SEDCO staff and our board of directors, we just want to congratulate Angela, Josiah, and your whole family for all your hard work in getting the farm store open. Since SEDCO's inception in 1952, we remain committed to supporting and addressing the needs in our communities. And we just, again, want to congratulate you guys and just let you know that we're here to support you with whatever you need moving forward. So congratulations again.
Thank you, Mark. I also want to mention that there's a lot of board members from the Schuylkill Economic Development Corporation here today. Thank you, including one of their board members that served as a judge for the Ignite Schuylkill program, consummate banker Dave Snyder. So thank you all for being here. And now, he was mentioned a long time ago, but we're going to call him up. He is the executive director of the Pottsville Area Development Corporation. He is the vice chair of the Chamber Board of Directors. As importantly, he has partnered with the Schuylkill Chamber Foundation with his company, Wise Owl Consulting. And we're very proud that we've created the Ignite Schuylkill program, the Farm Store being the adult recipient, now underway in a student program, creating entrepreneurial successes across the greater Schuylkill County region. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Savas Logothidis.
Thank you, Bob. As always, you and your team do a tremendous job in setting these events up, getting people to these events, and it's so important for our community to bring visibility to small businesses, especially businesses that have the impact like the farm store already has had. Not only is it having an impact downtown, it's having an impact in my kitchen at home as well, right? So these ribeyes, where I'm cooking them in my cast iron pan and then I'm literally able to cut them with a butter knife, are the best I've ever had. So thank you for that. The actual impact of the farm store goes far beyond just this building, just this business. As Bob touched on, and I wanted to reiterate it because I think it's important, it impacts 30 to 35 different additional farmers from Schuylkill County and the surrounding area. That's 30 to 35 different small businesses, different families, their employees. The impact goes far and wide, and we appreciate that truly. And that is really what's important about the Ignite Schuylkill program. It reaches the entire county. It's not just Pottsville. It's not possible without partnership. SEDCO is an amazing partner. The Chamber Foundation has put their money where their mouth is to impact small business. The legislators, the City Redevelopment Authority. What we're doing here is entrepreneurial economic development, and we're doing it at a very high level right now. If you were in attendance last night at the Launch Pottsville event, those are 4 more businesses that we think will be opening in Pottsville. The impact over the last few years that this model's had has been significant, and I couldn't be happier with the results. Entrepreneurship isn't easy, and the results aren't the only successful part of opening a business. You also gain a network. You gain friendships throughout this process, and I'm here to say, lastly, that I couldn't be more proud of my friends, the Mecks, who we've gone through this process together, and it's been amazing. So on behalf of the PADCO Board of Directors, Pottsville Area Development Corporation, we're so happy to have you in Pottsville. So thank you.
Thank you, Savas. I mentioned a lot of people because if you go through a list, you're always going to miss some. But one that's on the agenda today that we want to call up because they were a big supporter of our entrepreneurial endeavors, a big supporter of the Chamber, which we greatly appreciate. It's my pleasure at this time to call up the CEO of Explore Schuylkill, Gina Gargano. Gina.
Hi, everybody. I am going to be very short and very sweet. I'm just going to say that we are so happy to be able to support this project, this business, this whole thing. Agriculture is the #1 industry And agritourism is very, very big. And it's not just big in Pennsylvania, although Pennsylvania is leading the charge. It really, really is. And this is another thing that benefits the citizens of Schuylkill County, brings the county together, and also gives us an opportunity to showcase the agriculture of Schuylkill County in a town for the visitors that come to the town, as well as the people. And I could not be happier. Also with the emphasis on the entrepreneurship development piece of economic development, because it's very, very important. It's the meat and potatoes, as we all know. And I'm not going to lecture with statistics about small businesses and all that other stuff, but we know that they're the heart of America. We know that they're the heart of our region. And I'm just so thrilled that our organization was able to support you. And on behalf of our organization and our board of directors, shout out president of our board of directors, Troy Shawcombs, farmer, Hope Hill Farm, products inside the store here. And I just want to say I'm just very proud and very happy and very excited for you. Very, very excited. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Explorer Schuylkill. As we close today, I want to make sure that I thank the Schuylkill Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, our officers, all the people that always come out to these ribbon cuttings. Thank you so very much. I want to thank my staff. I want to thank our Executive Vice President, Samantha Shavinsky. Today on site, Tony and Sierra, two of our greatest new employees, doing a great job for the Chamber. We've got great things ahead. And a lot of it is because we keep bringing in great talent, and we very much appreciate them being on our staff. So as we close today, today's a day of new beginnings, a day when we not only celebrate the opening of the store, but again recognize the great power of community and the hope that by supporting local businesses like the farm store, we can build a stronger, healthier future for all of us. So let's gather today in that spirit. Let's support our local farmers. Let's celebrate the hard work of the team behind the farm store and continue to build a community that values entrepreneurship, sustainability, and the importance of healthy living. Let's make sure we shout it from the mountaintops and have people come to this store and support the Mecks as they are committed to support our community.